Do you know who will truly stand by you when you're old and everything changes? It's a question that most people don't stop to ask until it's already too late. We spend our younger years collecting people, acquaintances from work, neighbors we wave to, classmates whose names we barely remember, even casual connections forged over shared experiences. We build our lives on a foundation of social interaction, often assuming that many of these faces will still be around when we need them most. When the vibrancy of youth fades and the challenges of aging begin to surface. But time, that relentless river, has a way of eroding even the strongest seeming bonds, revealing the truth about who truly cares. As we grow older, the circle gets smaller, sometimes drastically so. Careers end, families move away, health issues limit mobility, and the effortless socializing of youth becomes a distant memory. It's during these later years that the painful realization dawns. What truly matters isn't how many friends you have filling your social media feed, but which ones still show up, listen closely, and care deeply, not out of obligation, but out of genuine affection and unwavering commitment. In this video, we're going to explore the 4 types of friends you can truly rely on in your later years, the unsung heroes of the aging journey. These are the friendships that go beyond small talk and surface pleasantries, the birthday wishes and holiday cards. They are the ones that bring comfort in silence, a hand to hold in the face of fear, strength during hardship, and joy on the ordinary days, transforming the mundane into moments of shared delight. And perhaps even more importantly, we'll also shed light on why some people, though they may be familiar faces, aren't the kind of friends you should count on when life gets tough, when the weight of the world presses down, and you need someone to help you carry the load. So if you've ever wondered who really belongs in your life moving forward, who will be there when the music fades and the lights dim, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you might see your relationships in a whole new light. You might even be inspired to reevaluate your priorities, to nurture the connections that truly matter, and to let go of those that no longer serve your well-being. Maybe, just maybe, you'll learn to cherish the quiet power of a few steadfast friendships over the fleeting allure of a crowded room. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Let's begin. Number 1. A friend who listens without judgment. There's something sacred about being listened to, really listened to. Not just hearing the words, but understanding the heart behind them, without interruption, correction, or quiet disapproval. In a world obsessed with talking, true listening has become a lost art, especially in old age when people are quick to assume they've heard your stories before, dismissing your experiences with a patronizing nod or thinking they know better, offering unsolicited advice that only serves to invalidate your feelings. And yet, that deep, empathetic listening is precisely what we crave as we navigate the complexities of aging. We yearn to be heard, not for our wisdom, but for our humanity, to share our fears, our regrets, our hopes, and our dreams without the fear of judgment. That's why one of the most valuable friends you can have, a true gem to be cherished, is someone who offers their presence, their undivided attention, without trying to fix, critique, or steer the conversation. Just a steady, quiet listener who respects your voice, no matter how shaky it may become, and makes room for your truth, even if it's a truth that's difficult to bear. Let me tell you about Irene. Irene wasn't a fictional example pulled from a textbook. She was a real woman, a friend of a friend, whose story struck me with its raw honesty and its profound message about the power of listening. At 79, she had grown used to the superficial nods and polite smiles that often masked a lack of genuine interest. Her adult children, burdened by their own busy lives, often cut her off mid-sentence, eager to move on to more pressing matters. Neighbors were friendly, offering quick greetings during their morning walks, but always in a rush, never truly stopping to hear what she had to say. It wasn't until she reconnected with an old friend named Grace, a woman she hadn't spoken to in over 2 decades, that she realized how deeply she missed being heard. Their paths had diverged after high school, life pulling them in different directions. But a chance encounter at a local grocery store rekindled their connection. Over coffee at a small cafe overlooking the town square, Grace simply listened. No phone distractions buzzing in the background, no well-meaning but ultimately unhelpful advice, just full, unwavering attention. She asked questions, not to fill the silence, but to delve deeper into Irene's experiences, to understand her perspective, to truly hear her heart. And Irene told me, through my friend, that it was the first time in years she felt like her words actually landed somewhere, not bouncing off a wall of indifference, but sinking into fertile ground, taking root and blossoming into a sense of validation and understanding. The weight she had been carrying for so long, the unspoken grief and the unacknowledged fears, seemed to lighten with each shared syllable. The older we get, the more we carry, a lifetime of stories etched onto our faces, a collection of regrets that whisper in the quiet moments, the faint embers of forgotten hopes, and the lingering ache of grief that never truly fades. And sometimes, often, all we need is a witness, someone to acknowledge the weight we carry. Not someone to analyze or respond, but someone to sit across from us, to look us in the eye and nod with understanding, silently affirming, "I see you, I hear you, and you are not alone." When you find that kind of friend, one who doesn't rush you, who lets the silence stretch without discomfort, who allows you to unravel your thoughts at your own pace, you've stumbled upon something rare and truly healing. Treasure that connection, nurture it, because it's more valuable than gold. Research in psychology confirms what Irene instinctively knew, that feeling truly heard reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and even improves cognitive health. Studies have shown that individuals who feel understood and validated by their social circles experience a significant boost in their overall well-being, leading to healthier and happier lives. But beyond the scientific data, beyond the cold, hard numbers, it simply brings peace, a quiet sense of solace that washes over you, because when someone listens without judgment, they're not just hearing your words, they're saying, "You still matter. Your voice still matters. Your experiences still matter. And you are still worthy of my time, my attention, and my unwavering respect." And that's something we all desperately need, especially in a world that moves faster every day, a world that often seems to forget about its elders, a world where seniors often feel left behind, marginalized, or simply spoken over, their voices drowned out by the noise and clamor of modern life. A friend who listens becomes a mirror, reflecting not just your words, but your worth, your inherent value as a human being. They remind you that you're not invisible, not outdated, not irrelevant, but a vital part of the tapestry of life, your stories deserving to be heard, your experiences worthy of being shared. But here's what's just as important, perhaps even more so. You must be that kind of friend too. Don't just seek out empathetic listeners. Cultivate the ability to listen with compassion and understanding yourself. Be the one who puts down the phone, silencing the distractions of the digital world, the one who makes eye contact, offering your undivided attention, the one who asks follow-up questions, not out of politeness or obligation, but because you actually want to understand the other person's perspective, to truly grasp the complexities of their experiences. That kind of presence, that unwavering commitment to active listening, has a power that transcends words, a power that can heal wounds, mend broken hearts, and forge bonds that last a lifetime, more than most people realize. Because in the end, when life gets quieter, when the world gets smaller, and when the challenges of aging become more pronounced, few things feel more comforting than knowing someone will still sit with you, listen fully, and make space for all the things you need to say, without judgment, without interruption, and without any expectation other than to offer their unwavering support. Number 2, a friend who checks in consistently. There's something quietly powerful about a person who remembers to check in, not just on birthdays, those obligatory social media posts, and not just when there's breaking news, a crisis demanding attention, but in the ordinary rhythm of life, those seemingly insignificant moments that often slip through the cracks of our busy schedules. A quick call, just to say hello, a brief text message, sharing a funny meme or a thought-provoking article, a handwritten note, a simple expression of care in a world dominated by digital communication, a visit without an agenda, not driven by obligation, but born from a genuine desire to connect. These gestures, often dismissed as small and inconsequential, may seem insignificant in the grand scheme of things. But for someone in their later years, especially those grappling with loneliness and isolation, they can mean the difference between feeling remembered and feeling utterly forgotten, a vital thread connecting them to the vibrant world outside their increasingly solitary existence. Take Samuel. Samuel wasn't a statistic in a research paper, nor was he a character in a fictional narrative. He was a real man, a friend of my grandfather, whose story resonated deeply with me, illustrating the profound impact of consistent connection. At 74, his days had grown quieter since retiring from his lifelong career as a carpenter, and moving to a smaller town, seeking a slower pace and a more peaceful environment. His neighbors were kind, offering polite greetings and occasional smiles, but distant. their lives seemingly orbiting in a different sphere. His adult children, scattered across the country, lived several states away, their visits infrequent and often rushed, leaving Samuel feeling a pang of longing for the days when his home was filled with laughter and the comforting chaos of family life. Most days he kept busy, meticulously tending to his small garden, crafting intricate wooden toys in his workshop, running errands to the local grocery store. But the evenings, those long, drawn-out hours stretching into the darkness, felt particularly heavy, filled with a deafening silence that amplified his sense of isolation. He missed the camaraderie of his co-workers, the lively banter of his family dinners, the simple pleasure of sharing a quiet moment with someone who truly knew him. It wasn't until his old fishing buddy, Earl, a gruff but kind-hearted man he'd known since their childhood, began calling every Sunday afternoon, just to talk, that Samuel felt his week had structure again, a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. They didn't discuss anything earth-shattering, analyzing global politics or delving into philosophical debates. They swapped corny jokes, their laughter echoing across the miles, talked about the erratic weather patterns, lamenting the changing seasons, shared fond memories of past fishing trips, their voices brimming with nostalgia and shared experiences. But that simple check-in, that reliable Sunday afternoon call, became a lifeline for Samuel, a constant reminder that he wasn't alone, that someone cared about him, that his life still mattered. It gave him something to look forward to, a small but significant event that broke the monotony of his days and filled his heart with a sense of belonging. What makes a consistent friend so rare, so precious in today's fast-paced world, is that they don't wait for something to be wrong, for a crisis to erupt, for a dramatic event to unfold. They don't only show up when drama or crisis calls, when tragedy strikes and demands their attention. They show up simply because they care, because you're on their mind, because they value your connection and want to maintain the bond that ties you together. And that kind of regular presence, that unwavering commitment to consistent connection, builds trust, a priceless commodity that becomes even more precious with age. As we get older, life has a way of shrinking, narrowing our horizons, and limiting our opportunities for social interaction. Social circles narrow, family members move away, health issues can limit mobility, and the routines that once provided structure and purpose fall away, leaving us feeling adrift and disconnected. That's why friends who initiate contact without being asked, without needing a reason, stand out, shining like beacons in the darkness. They are the ones who say, "You're still on my mind. I'm thinking of you. I care about you," without needing to say it outright, their actions speaking louder than any words ever could. Consistent connection is more than just a nice gesture. It's a vital component of emotional health, a cornerstone of well-being in the later years of life. Studies have consistently shown that older adults who have steady social contact are significantly less likely to experience depression, cognitive decline, or debilitating feelings of worthlessness. Social interaction stimulates the brain, promotes emotional stability, and provides a sense of purpose and belonging, all essential ingredients for a long and fulfilling life. But even more importantly, consistent connection creates a rhythm, a dependable beat in the background of your week, a comforting predictability in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, something to expect, to prepare for, to look forward to, a small but significant event that brings joy and meaning to your days. And if you have a friend like that, someone who keeps showing up, who consistently checks in, you already know the immeasurable comfort it brings, the quiet reassurance that you are not alone. But if you don't have that kind of friend, if you're feeling isolated and disconnected, don't despair. You can be the one to start. Take the initiative, reach out to someone you care about, rekindle an old friendship, forge a new connection. Set a reminder on your phone, choose one day each week, call someone, message someone, write a letter, send a card. Make it a ritual, a conscious effort to prioritize connection. Don't do it because you feel obligated or because you think you should. Do it because you know how it feels to be remembered, to be valued, to be seen as a worthwhile human being. Do it because you understand the profound impact that a simple act of kindness can have on someone's life. Because when someone takes the time to check in, especially when there's nothing dramatic going on, when there's no crisis demanding attention, it sends a quiet message, a powerful affirmation that echoes louder than most words could ever convey. You still matter, you're still seen, and you're still worth making time for. You are not alone, and I am here for you. And that, my friends, is a gift beyond measure. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3. A friend who shares values and growth. As we gracefully navigate the complexities of aging, the superficiality of casual conversation often loses its allure. We begin to yearn for something more profound, something more meaningful, something that nourishes our souls and expands our horizons. We want depth, a connection that transcends the mundane details of daily life. We want alignment, a shared understanding of the values and principles that guide our decisions. And